بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Did you actually get married in high school?
Yeah, it was a Sharia marriage. It wasn't, we didn't go to a courthouse. We just had a very informal Sharia marriage with the witnesses and the the kitab that was very informal. My dad officiated it. It was not, it's an interesting position to be in nowadays. It's been like 12 years because it wasn't a legal marriage, but it felt very real because she was not Muslim, and that made it feel more real because it's like, now this white girl is getting involved with this Muslim kid who is springing some weird ritualistic, mystical Eastern ceremony on her so that they can date. But no, it was not like a legal marriage. So it's yes and no.
Yeah. Run it back for me. Okay, so a Sharia marriage, first of all, is just is being married under the umbrella of Islam, which is different than being married under the government. Okay, why did you marry a non-Muslim in high school? I just inferred that it was going to be a Muslim, so that just threw me off that it's a non-Muslim. Run me through.
Yeah,
you wanted to date her or something, and your dad was like, "You got to get married."
Yes. So, well, basically, again, the friends, right? So I started making friends when I was about 15, 16, and this friend group had a girl in it that I liked, and we started hanging out. And then at one point, I was like, I guess I just realized we were dating after a little while, and she was not Muslim, and which made it easier because it's like, well, yeah, non-Muslims date all the time. Muslims don't. We don't date. We don't really do that. In public. Many Muslims do secretly. So I was with her and I was like, well, I can't, this goes back to the car thing. Like Islam is very upfront for me. So I didn't want to secretly have this girlfriend. So I just told my father about it. And I was like, can we do like a little Sharia marriage just so that we can date and just have like a semi-normal relationship? And he was like, yeah, let's go for it. He was real into it. And we did the ceremony. And it was just like on a Friday after school. It was not a big deal. It was at a falafel restaurant that I'd never been to before. It was like, it just popped up out of the ground for us to do this. And my dad invited a couple of his patients. He's a doctor, invited a couple of his patients over to be the witnesses, two old white guys, and the owner of the restaurant and his wife. And we signed a thing. And that was that. And then we just dated for 6 months. And it was like, we were just like together. Her mom hated it. Her mom was really against it. She was, I don't want to call her a redneck, but very Central Florida. Just Fox News watching redneck, and did not love what was going on. So, yeah.
Wow. But she still let it happen, and this girl was all for it. I'm guessing this girl thought she was going to marry you.
The funny thing is, I was more naive about it. I was really into it, like, oh no, we're going to be together forever. And she was a little bit more realistic, and she'd had boyfriends before, so in her mind it was like, well, you're just a boyfriend that I had to do a weird ceremony to date. But she also saw that it was like somewhat legit. At least religiously. She's like, I know in your religion this means something. Something to add for listeners is that a lot of Muslims do this with each other when they're young. Like there are, at least in the big cities, like in New York and I'm sure in like Chicago and Michigan or Detroit, Muslims who want to date will do like a Sharia marriage that's not a legal marriage. And then it's sort of, they'll have a party at the mosque and stuff, but it's not super uncommon for this to happen. It is uncommon to do it with a non-Muslim though, because
in high school,
yeah. But what was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to lie to my father? I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Am I supposed to lie to my family? I would never do that.
So you guys only dated for 6 months?
Yeah, and then we broke up. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Because of her, she wasn't into it.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
That Sam's not it for everyone, man. That's for
sure. No.